10 years after the idea was first initiated, the Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange formally opened for business today via its physical and online trading platform. The new exchange, based in Nigeria's financial capital, has become the first of its kind, flagging off its operations with a listing of gold-backed products and looking to trade the various type of Nigerian crude as well as agricultural products. Flagging off the official commissioning of the LCFE was the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Let's take a listen.
In Africa's largest subnational city, the largest city, black nation, a city that if it were to be a country in itself, its GDP would be about the 5th or the 6th largest in Africa. Here today in Lagos, that is home to all of us, but more importantly, will be home to the Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange. It's also already home to the Nigerian Stock Exchange and to the likes of FMDQ. There's, of course, all of it talks about we also having the International Financial Center that is being developed by the CBN and other bankers committee. We're waiting for it to also happen in Lagos. But the story is that for some of us that have also been around, if you have not worked on Marina in those days, you are not yet in the financial market. And so I'm happy that we're bringing Marina back into what it used to be. As a government, we're constantly asking ourselves the question, how can we improve the enabling environment for our businesses and for the investments in Lagos and in our country? How can we better fulfill our catalytic role, which is to attract cutting-edge ideas and innovation and an unending inflow of financial transactions and great ideas that will enable businesses to flourish and institutions to do well. All of our policy making is geared towards positively answering some of these questions. And so today, ladies and gentlemen, history is being made with the formal commissioning of the Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange, which is now being regulated by Securities Exchange Commission, which is a dedicated electronic trading of Nigerian agricultural products, of solid minerals, oil and gas, and globalizing this trade through partnership with other commodities exchange around the world. But this is not all. In addition, this morning, we'll also be witnessing, more importantly, the gold spot contract series, which is valued at about £100 million. It's comprising gold-backed financial instruments that will be listed and traded on the Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange. What this means is that these spot contracts can be redeemed at any time for specially made gold coins at designated vaults. We will also be witnessing the launch of a first tranche of a special gold coins for which spot contracts can be redeemed, like what Aki had said. These gold coins will be known as Eco Gold Coin. And this first tranche, don't worry, my brother from Ekiti, they hold no grudge against us. It will be Eco Gold Coin. And this first tranche is designed as a proof of concept. It will comprise 58 units of the coin, valued at over 100 million naira. After this proof of concept launch, I'm told that the futures listing of Eco Gold Coin will take place in tranches of £10 million each. This is no doubt the beginning of a new and exciting chapter in investment community in Lagos, in Nigeria, and indeed around the world. We're seeing a maturing of the investment marketplace and as a welcome expansion of the opportunities available for those who want to invest their money. I'm very sure that I do not need to go into the extra lengths to extol the virtues of gold to anyone here. Amongst the background of increasing volatility of economic conditions around the world, we've all seen it. You know, there have been hyper-inflation almost in all countries in the world. There's been increase, in markets, in food markets, in food costs, increase in gasoline costs. Countries that are not meeting their financial obligations everywhere in the world, you can see. It's obvious that gold and other precious metals are enjoying renowned attention on account of their relative stability and their ability to serve as a hedge against inflation. And so the Eco coin is a representation of Lagos. It's a representation of our spirit, our culture, our infrastructure, our heritage. And as you will see, the symbol of a Lekki-Ikoyi link bridge on one side of the coin represents modern megacity, that is our great city. While the symbol of a bridge which unites all residents of the city from all walks of life across ethnic, religious, and party divides. This is one of the things that make Lagos what it is today. At the back of the coin is a symbol of the three wise men. This represents the deep-rooted culture and value system upon which Lagos State was founded. And it is a reminder of where we're all coming from and how important these values remain even in rapidly changing, modernizing world that we have. And so the Eco coin therefore represents our culture, it represents our values, our inclusivity, it represents modernization. It will further position Lagos State as a center of financial innovation and excellence, as well as a gold trading hub that can rival any part of the world, be it Dubai, London, or New York. The benefit of this launching is that it is a tradable gold coin here on the floor of LCFE. The Nigerian diaspora and foreign individuals and institutional investors now have an opportunity to invest in and trade in Nigerian gold in a fully regulated and credible marketplace. Lagos as a state will also benefit from the payment of little taxes and associated benefits that comes with transactions like this. I'm certainly very confident that we'll see a deepening of our emerging commodities trading ecosystem, as well as an increased investment in agriculture, in mining, in oil and gas exploration in Nigeria. And it will be an opportunity to take advantage of all of these numerous offerings that will be listed on the Lagos State Commodities and Futures Market. And one of the main reasons why I'm certainly also very excited is to tell you the story. Lagos is building, or we have actually built, we're just waiting for the commissioning of the biggest rice mill in the country. We built a 32 metric ton per hour rice mill in the country, which is in Imota, Ikorodu. But that's not the story. The story is for the rice mill to work, right? The silos that we've built can take half of the year's total produce. And so what it means is that we need paddy. And paddy are not available largely in the southwest. They're just little growers here. So the commodities exchange, you are beginning to make life a lot easier for us. Because what will happen, like you mentioned, is that we need to start trading paddy on this floor. And trading paddy means that we can feed Lagosians, which is the biggest rice mill. And once they can get paddy, then we can begin to see the benefit of why we need to support an initiative like this. That's just one. The second story is that Lagos is also building the biggest, and read my lips, the biggest commodity market in the country. With a PPP arrangement outskirts of Ikorodu, we're building a 1.2 million square meters of market space. In that market space, we'll give Akin a space for a dealing floor there, because there's a provision. There's a provision for a dealing floor, because it's going to be the biggest exchange, for market, and the kind of interactions that will be taking place will be second to none. But before we get to that final market, we've started building what we call medium-sized markets, and we'll be commissioning one in another month or two, somewhere on Agege Motor Road, just so that we see a look and feel of what a modern market should be like. And trading, we'll have proper cold storage, we'll have, proper stores in which people can move in, and there will be, we'll remove all rent seekers and remove all middlemen, so that there will be from producers to the market and to we, the end users, who can crash the price and people can feel the real essence of having a good and credible market like we're planning to do.
Yeah, we'll hear from some of the parties to the new horizon of financial gold markets in Nigeria after the break. This is our Rise Exchange. Yeah, some 500 grams of gold were traded today, the takeoff of the new Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange. Here are excerpts of some of the presentations that explain the decade-long journey of the LCFE project, how the gold trading will be carried out, and its benefits are stabilizing the Naira and creating wealth. Take a listen.
From the table when we started the platform, when we were speaking, it was supposed to be Lagos Commodities Exchange. So we put a call to Oscar that day, and Oscar said, currency and futures, are you guys considering that also? So immediately we sat down, went back into the strategy document. That's why, don't take it for granted when we say Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange. The reason is because we know that in the sports market, over the next 3 years as we grow, the market will now become a derivatives market. So you cannot have a derivatives market without a vibrant sports market. And that's why I'm very happy today that we are going to be launching today gold sports contracts with real assets, with real gold that you're going to see today. And what that means is that institutions subsequently will be able to take those instruments and build other asset classes on them. That's when you start talking about derivatives in the ecosystem, so that we have clarity of what we are here to do. Now, what is the difficult part of it? The difficult part of it is what we call the moratorium. When you are a startup, when you are trying to forcefully enter into a particular ecosystem, when you're a startup, the normal moratorium period is supposed to be 3 years. We started with a 3-year program, and we entered into COVID. And COVID took 2 years out of the moratorium for 3 years. So effectively we were left limping. But today, we have been able to make a lot of advancements in a short period of time. And we are coming today to present. Now, I would like to explain to you why we created the 4 asset classes, so you understand. Nigeria is a blessed country. If you look at the map of Nigeria, every dot, you see commodities all over Nigeria. Nigeria is a commodities country. Even Lagos, everywhere. But everything is still being informally harvested in Nigeria. There's no structured approach. The only structured approach that you see in Nigeria is people that bring structured finance from outside into Nigeria, and they evacuate the products from Nigeria outside. But now, Nigerians will be able to participate from this, from our own exchange. We have 4 asset classes. Now, the exchange, in what we've done, we realize that in the 4 asset classes, we have crude oil, we have solid metals. I can call it solid metals, I can call it precious metals. There, we have the currency, there, and we have the agriculture. At the beginning, one of the things that we had to do was a paradigm shift for people to realize that commodities is not only about agriculture. Commodities is about solid minerals, it's about crude oil, and it's about so many things. And a lot of people still discount our crude oil instruments in Nigeria. And so what we have done is that we started with the low-hanging fruits. Which one is the least that I can engage in, that's less risky? So we decided that it's easier to use money to buy money. That is, if you use Naira to buy dollars, you're safe. If you use Naira to buy gold, you're buying a currency. Gold is a currency. So you have less risk, and you can easily participate in that space.
As a transaction advisor to this very history-making transaction project, I have the honor and privilege, just like the Excellency said, that today we have 100 million pounds gold sports contracts, and the other asset class is the Eco Gold coin. These 2 asset classes will be unveiled today by the Excellency, and I'm going to drive the process. The Eco Gold Coin and Spot Contract Initiative have been packaged to position Nigeria, and Lagos in particular, as the gold market hub for West Africa. Okay. And it's important to note, enviably so, that Lagos Lagos as the commercial capital of Nigeria. Nigeria has the biggest economy in Africa. Present here today, remotely and physically, we have about 40 member firms that are directly connected to the transaction and to the exchange. And so, on the back of that, LCFE, we are guided to the extent of the rules that have been created and sanctioned by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Investing public, institutional investors, high net worth individuals, history is about being made. We have the privilege of having to unlock opportunities that is going to govern generations yet unborn. The contracts in question is going to be £100 million in tranches of £10 million, and of course today, all of this is Naira denominated. So by extension, we're going to be strengthening the Naira in so many ways, and deepening and strengthening the economy of Nigeria. As transaction advisors to this project, we have established sustainable structures and take care of all stakeholders' interests in the transaction. This includes, but not limited, to the book building exercise that is ongoing, availability of building member firms that are directly connected here today, approval that has been sought and procured from the Securities and Exchange Commission, and of course the LCFE that is totally ready to unlock generational opportunities.
You can trade in the 1 kilogram gold bar, and rather than carrying it home and get exposed to any vagary of an armed robbery or whatever, we at Dukia Gold have made arrangement for you to store that gold in one of the safest vaults in the world. Actually, we keep your gold in Switzerland, and we actually keep your gold also in London. Because we do that vaulting, it's easier for you to show the ownership of your 1 kilogram gold bar by way of a certificate. Call it a warrant that shows that you are the true owner of the certificate. Once you own the certificate, you can own it for life, and if you choose to trade the certificate, you can basically trade that certificate on the floor of the Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange. What this does is that in the future, if you are an importer, rather than for you going to queue up at CBN looking for CBN import license, buy 10, 20, 30, 40 kilograms of gold. Immediately you will have access to the commodity called gold, and you'll be able to trade, of course, represent your balance sheet in dollars. What it means, you can take that same amount and get a discounted value, technically, to be able to do your importation. So therefore, for us, we are not in the kobo business, so we don't do coins. But that is not to say that coins is not good. Coin is a complement to what we do. We are in the mega industry where with the big boys, like they say. If you have the money to buy a Rolex wristwatch, you can talk to us. But of course, if you are still struggling, you can talk to them. But more importantly is that whether you talk to them or you talk to us, what is important is when you do, you will have access to a stable coin, a stable currency, and or a stable bar, which means that you have access to the preservation of your wealth.